that game one went, this would be insane. But guys, let's jump out of the rift for game number 2. KT Rolster. 하나, 둘, 셋.
KT Rolster. 파이팅!
D plus Kia. 하나, 둘, 셋.
D plus Kia. 파이팅!
Yay.
미니언 생성까지 30초 남았습니다.
So much uncharted territory that we have yet to venture into.
So
with
much
these,
room for
with these
possibilities.
inventions. So much options.
Uh-oh.
It's fine.
I think he's okay. You could just skill Q if you really want to, which is not too uncommon anyway. And he just walks it off. Totally fine, but this is going to be the jungle held now by D plus Kia. And Showmaker, he wants a mana flow stack.
미니언들이 생성되었습니다.
He's just going to hold on to this bush. I mean, Pyosik is waiting until the very last moment. Ward is going to be put down at the very last moment. And Pyosik will just start his Raptors, no doubt. Ward placed here as well. And the game will play out mostly normal, even with those early shenanigans.
Small information advantage here for DK. They didn't spot the ward, wasn't pinged, but generally that's where the ward about will be. Lucid is not going to be known on his initial clear. Might give the opportunity to some early ganking shenanigans.
No Aatrox in the top lane. Could he have helped Leash?
Yeah, could be. There could also be... Okay, well, if you just... Okay, yeah. I was about to say, there's no way that you do that and then just walk towards your Raptors. Pyosik with the early invade here. Lucid is going to find him.
Ward placed and
he knows.
pinged. They know.
Oh, Kellen might come over as well.
Pyosik in a smidgen of trouble as the flail is going to fly, but it doesn't matter as he's just being iced down. He's going to try to flash this wall, and he will get away. But that's flashed down here for the Poppy, who has not gone for Hex Flash in this case.
Oh, that is painful. The early information advantage, it's always nice, but you don't really expect someone to get that much value out of it. They read the play very well. They avoid the ward, get spotted, then have Kellen roam over. Lucid also could have flashed there. I think with red buff actually had a pretty decent angle, but instead happy enough to just take his what is going to be a pretty substantial timing lead and his summoner advantage and leave it at that. Did have to sacrifice a little bit of Aiming's health bar as Kellen also isn't level 2 just yet, but you're Smolder into Varus Nautilus. I don't think the laning phase is going to be where you look to excel.
No, probably not. Could still look for a dive here on the side of KT, but you see this wave is already being chunked out quite a bit as some extra damage trying to be put into Kellen, it looks like, as now he is quite low. No exhaust for Kellen at the moment. And no Hex Flash, but you can always just go around the back, as that they will. The root comes down onto Kellen. He's in a lot of trouble as he will flash away, but his first blood given over to Beryl, taken down by the Ignite.
Really good recuperation there from Pyosik. Not to be dissuaded. He will have to pay pretty dearly for this, as Beryl does get attacked there. Aiming, fortunately going for the Doran's Ring and extra points in W build, because if he tried to be greedy, go for an early Doran's Blade, go for Q-Max, it would have been a pretty big disaster. Would have had to take a lot more damage trying to clear the wave. Not going to be the case. Pyosik, great early usage of the Poppy there, but Aiming didn't go down, meaning he still caught the wave. They didn't have the opportunity to go for a redive. And the topside jungle is definitely in a state that Pyosik isn't going to be very happy to see. We'll see if Lucid is able to use this advantage, because he's going to be up in both farm, double the farm right now, and also going to have a pretty sizable experience lead, a full level up right now. But that does have to be utilized, and it is an early kill, unfortunately for Beryl, not for Deft.
Yeah. And you see that aiming, as you mentioned before, he goes for the safe build, so he's just keeping up in CS. This is another look at the dive. A level 2 Tom Kench, who already used the Tongue Lash, just gets autoed once by the Nautilus passive, and even elects to go in for the flash to try to get away, but Ignite does the damage anyway, and Pyosik just walks it off, and it's totally fine.
Nicely done as well there by Beryl, not taking any risks, just walks up, hits the auto, chains that into the stun, making sure that there is no counterplay opportunity for Kellen. Right now, we do see the early gold lead for KT, so they're going to be pretty happy about that. The big change, obviously, this time around is that it isn't going to feel like KT have an advantage when it comes to the late game, just by the virtue of Smolder existing. I do want to echo again, though, I do think Smolder really needs enough frontline and enough support, and I think with this comp he has it. He has Kench, which gives him a lot of added safety. He has a great frontline in Lucid, and can't understate the value of Karma when you have a hyper carry on your team. I'm sure Showmaker is still going to go AP, which I do hope he does, otherwise this composition might struggle a little bit when it comes to these mid to late stages of the fight, because Smolder is kind of tough to get full value out of in the fights. As we do see the Drake being taken here by KT, and yeah. You have Smolder Kench. Like, post 6, maybe you can test. 3-6, absolutely not.
Yeah, and even then, probably not. And
probably not.
That can be a little bit of an issue, because if you are playing the Smolder, you generally just kind of give up bot side prio, so you give away so many early Drakes. And generally, if it's a good soul, as we see Chemtech Drake is coming in here, by the way, so it's not going to be Chemtech soul this time. But even like a Cloud or, of course, Mountain or Hextech is going to feel so good for the side of KT. And if they stack it up extremely quickly, then even if you do have that late game win condition of the Smolder, you might be playing into Hextech Soul with the Varus, which is also a late game win condition for the side of KT, who could even be ahead with that one. So something to think about, as Smolder comps always love to try to sneak away one dragon somewhere along the way.
Makes such a big difference. Right now, still a 1-level lead for Lucid. See if he's able to actually utilize it, because Pioshik is trying his best now to just farm up as much as he can. Lucid did get the 1 as...
Ult comes in. He is level 4, and oh god, where did he go? That is the power of the Varus. Stacks up the Blight and just one-shots him. Not much that Kellen could do. He didn't have his flash.
Yet
he just dies.
The one saving grace is that it went to Barrel again, which I don't...
Hey man, it's Nautilus. Gotta get that Nautilus fed.
I guess. We've seen enough fat Nautilus to know that they can do a lot of heavy lifting, but can only imagine Deft would have been very happy with that. And if it ends up being Smolder again getting completely run over in the early game, only for him to then not even have enough of an impact in late game.
Look at the timing of this.
Oh, Barrel reads the map beautifully. We do see the ping going down. I think that TK might have an inkling. Do they really know?
I feel like they think Sejuani's here, but he just backed as now Kingin. Might be in some trouble, has to flash this one, and that he will, just to survive against the Barrel gank.
Really good roam from Barrel. Deft was also able to maintain pressure. I haven't talked about this yet, but Deft also went for the teleport, which both is a really good way to maximize the amount of pressure that you're going to have in lane, while also maintaining max CS. But it also says a lot about how confident they feel in the matchup as Kellen.
Yeah, so he's going to place down a control ward here. I think if Barrel is here and at that bush, probably he just dies. Or maybe they get the flash out of Kellen.
Not even Barrel can teleport that fast across the map. Although, yeah, he would go.
If there were a Senna in the bottom lane, he would have teleport.
Yeah. But we learned our lesson.
That's not allowed, yeah. It's against the rules now.
Not a thing. As they feel safe, because Barrel has Hex Flashed. No way that they punish us.
6.
Yeah, just a level timer thing. So much damage comes through. He was trying to go for, I think, an Abyssal Dive, and then Deft pressed his W and Q, got the Blind Stack activation. Didn't even get to use his E. Wouldn't have made a difference, though, to be completely honest.
Yeah, maybe like a tiny bit. Perfect's going to come in here. He's going to do a bit of burst damage, get the plate, and run away. Feeling pretty good about this top lane matchup, although Kingen is very competitive in terms of CS, only 3 behind, which is basically nothing at this point in time. So that's going pretty well for the side of D+. The mid lane did have some nice prio with the Karma, but you see that BDD is in fact ahead on CS. And Lucid kind of just had to go for the 1 grub consolation prize on the top side of the map. Also got challenged by Perfect earlier on, and wasn't able to get the full 3, even though KT got the Drake.
Lucid also hasn't really been able to use the max values. Oh, the gank.
Nice knockback here from the side of BDD, and in fact, they're going to try to turn this one around on the Showmaker, and that they will. The Smolder does call down his mom, down onto Pioshik. and will, in fact, pick up an early kill.
They did know about Barrel, they did not know about Pioshik, who comes out of seemingly nowhere. Showmaker ends up going down, but a kill onto your Smolder. I think you're going to take it if you're a DK. They'd have to pay with it for it with some CS. Kellen, crucially, didn't have Devour. If he didn't end up dying twice, could have devoured Showmaker there. That would have been a guarantee win. Oh, King, and
he doesn't have ult Barrel, but it does not seem to matter. Aftershock procced, and Barrel only takes one turret shot, just like that. Kingen is down, and Barrel returns to the top lane. He got the flash in the first place, and then he follows up on it like he's a jungler or something.
Barrel just been winning plays left and right. Really like the timing from Lucid, but a really good shove away from BDD to not allow them to actually, or Lucid to actually do any damage. And then the follow-up is there from Barrel. As Barrel, he's just very determined to win every lane. He's won bot lane. Then this is the second time he's gone to top, gets the flash first, now gets the kill for his Gnar as well, which in this matchup obviously going to be a really big boon.
He was in the mid lane as well, but Barrel's gonna get knocked up now, maybe playing too close to the sun as, nope, he's just gonna flash away. Then he goes back in actually, but aiming is here, and that might be a bit of a problem. Flash Q from aiming, as now Lucid's gonna get devoured the double. Seismic shove comes out from the side of KT, as now aiming will go down. It's a double to the side of BDD, making a triple, as Showmaker as well is being kited down into his own jungle. Perfect gonna pick that one up with his TP to come in and help out the team.
At first, I thought, oh, he's playing Smolder like Zeri, or they're playing Smolder like Zeri. And then I realized, oh no, they're playing Smolder like Zeri. And it doesn't end up working quite the same way. Really big there for me is that map impact that Perfect was able to make. As we again see that engaging on Barrel is a fool's quest. Do not do it. It is not right. It is a mistake.
He is him. I mean, like, choose anyone else.
Anyone else.
Just not him.
Don't ignore Talia. Don't ignore the Fat Lafality Varus.
Yeah.
Who wasn't even at the beginning of that fight. As we do take another look, the TP value actually coming in huge. And they feel good because they get the cancel, but they don't actually have the damage. And the re-engage comes through. This is where things look pretty dire, but aiming goes over, flashes in, and then this knockback from Talia. Plus the fact that they already had used the Devour. Yeah,
Showmaker
is dead.
Looks like he's dead. He doesn't have flash, and that's one more rock from the side of BDD, who he says, you know, Barrel's looking pretty flashy all over the map, but what about me for POG? As BDD has been having some insane plays himself, as every lane is winning for the side of KT.
So how about that game 3, huh?
Well.
so Atlas's Monkey Paw clearly only worked for game 1. The game was not a stomp. It was a silly game, but I don't mind silly games that much. This game, I don't want to say it's over before it's over, but
yeah,
it's not feeling great, Valdez. It is a 5K gold league, not even 14 minutes. That is I know
huge.
I know we talk about Smolder and scale it. No, guys, they're 5K gold behind.
Perfectly placed. I mean, just on the edge of vision there, walked over a ward, and not much you can do. That's the power, by the way, of Talia with a bunch of CC. This one he sets up by himself, but like we're seeing it in these team fights already, is like, especially if the Smolder who's not fed is going to flap and flash in to last hit a kill, you just don't have an AD carry anymore, because Nautilus can auto you, Talia's going to put some rocks down, Seismic shove you. As now maybe Perfect in a bit of trouble here. He's nearly on Mega Gnar though, and they're going to respect that alongside of the Poppy from the river. So just a bit of chunking into Perfect, who doesn't seem too bothered.
Starting to see some desperation here from DK, trying to force these type of ganks. Objective goes over to KT. And for as well as BDD's playing, I'm sorry, but something really crazy has to happen for me not to slam that Barrel vote, because his early game was... He actually won every lane.
He did.
That's not fair.
He won top.
Where's the Barrel that just dies for no reason?
Yeah. He helped out in the bottom dive, right? He's kind of the one who set that one up. He picked up first blood. Helped to bait the second kill that he also got in the bottom lane. Then he went top. Then he went mid. And and he is just omnipresent at this point in time. Aiming currently on 97 stacks, not even at the 125 just yet here at 15 minutes in. He will accelerate once he does hit that, but I think this is going to be a relatively slowly stacking Smolder in this game number 2. By the way, Barrel's top again.
I don't even know if it... this is my problem. I don't even know if it matters if you get too far behind. Because Smolder needs to be in a position where he actually gets to walk up and queue people consistently. And there is... Oh, God.
Uh-oh. Okay, just a little flash forward here from the side of Barrel. He's going to lock it down with the hook, but yeah, with Kellen here and Devour available. They didn't know that, but they're just not going to dive onto that turret. Better safe than sorry. As I say that, Barrel now in a bit of trouble as he is going to hook into the wall, but he's devoured to his death, most likely, as Kingen.
Right?
One more hit would do it! Devoured to the wall! No way! Flash comes forward, and Kingen will finally get that kill, but will they pay for it as they are very deep in this one, and BDD shows up, and they take them both down.
Do not fall for it! Please! This Barrel is just like... As he should. Great response there from KT. DK trying their best to make the best out of a very rough situation. Lucid.
Well, that didn't land. And Lucid has to flash away from the chains of corruption, respecting the power of the Varus.
Sometimes trying to go for the flash predict is a worthwhile thing.
Was he predicting him to flash forward?
It has to be. I don't know why else he would go for that. Like I
think he just missed.
It might be, but I feel like it was so far up.
Flash into... No, he doesn't have wall.
Regardless, though, big mistake, because...
No Glacial Prison here.
Ooh, yep, and no flash.
Could try to dive, and the shield is coming in from the Seraphs, but it looks like BDD 1Q, and he does get taken down. That's a big shutdown, but immediately going to be traded back as Def does pick this one up. He's looking for a bit more. His Lucid was quite low. But this game has truly opened up at this point.
Meanwhile,
I mean, they have this in the bottom lane, and yes, Moom will be called to clear the wave.
I haven't talked about the dragon yet, but that is also a big problem. That, fortunately, I don't think they're really going to be too pressed about because they have more serious issues that are immediately in need of solving, such as not losing the base in the Nexus.
Seems worrying, yeah. I do think that, you know, if we do get to a very late game scenario, if KT mess something up along the way and Smolder does get to 225, 300 stacks, then maybe just the max health burn will be enough, even through the Mountain Drakes. As, okay, well, King instead. That happened somewhere along the way.
Somewhere out there.
Didn't quite see how it happened, but I imagine the gank squad is pretty powerful here. Barrel has recruited some mercenaries to join him on his quest to win every part of the map.
He came to them with news of his glorious exploits, and they were like, yes, we will follow you, Lord Guru. Take us to where we are needed. Oh, Lucid.
Yeah, that ain't it. Okay, well, now Kellen is going to pay the price. He does have a big shield, but that is nothing compared to the Fed Varus. It's now perfect. Uh-oh, we got some rocks. We got a big Gnar as well, right on top of the two of them. And that's going to be a double kill now for the side of Def. This one is well and truly over, as we're almost at 10,000 gold diff, 19 minutes in. And I don't think KT, especially after game number 1, the fact that they come back this strong, I don't think they're going to give this one up from here.
I don't think they do. I also don't know how they would. Even leaning into their worst instincts, I don't see it. There comes a point where there's just too much gold. Lucid completely whiffs on the ultimate. Again, Kellen dies unfortunately in with a whimper, and then here, really, I can't believe I'm not voting for BDD. You know, I can't do it.
You can. You could.
Can I really?
You don't have to. I'm no Atlas, so I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but I'm just saying, you know, he was pretty good.
No, he's played an incredible game. It's one of the better Talia games. He did really struggle. I think he picked it twice against, I forgot if it was Hanwha or Genji, and it looked very lackluster. But here in this game, impeccable impact on the entirety of the map. Really good, consistent seismic shoves, and crucially, didn't get bullied in the early game by the Karma at all. I'm over Smolder, Feldas. I think that we are learning that there is too much, unless you go for like triple bot lane bans, as opposed to just double, I guess.
Yeah. I don't think you want to play Smolder into the Gnar either. So if you pick it that early on, it's if KT pick a safe pick for the lane like a Gnar, then you don't really even have the flex potential. So it's like, well, okay, I guess we just have the Smolder now into Varus Ashe, or not even Varus Ashe, Varus Nautilus. And we saw how that went, especially with the Poppy in the jungle, which was the last pick for the side of KT. And did an excellent job of utilizing that, even with Pyosik getting found in the enemy jungle at level 2. Was still able to make something of it. And then Beryl decided to win every lane from there on out. We're thinking about the Baron here.
Yeah, love it. No need to wait. Don't give DK any opening. Close the door on this game. So we'll see a Hail Mary, but no Scryer available. No approach as Beryl stands guard.
Yeah, nope, they're not even going to see this happen, as they do know it is happening. And Mom is very, very disappointed in this game, to be honest. Mom has been used for, I think, 3 times. One of them was to clear the bot wave. One of them was a lackluster attempt at stealing the Baron. Another one was on a fight at, like, way too early on in the game, where Smolder probably shouldn't be fighting. So yeah, I'd say Mom is pretty disappointed this game. She expected more.
Not a highlight game out of any of the players for DK as well. They've all had their moments in this one. I feel like the one least at fault is Kingen, because he just got barreled. I feel like he hasn't actually made, you know, any active big errors. Lucid, self-explanatory, Showmaker. It's got shoved back one too many times. Aiming had the moment where he thought he was there.
He thought he was playing Kiana, I think, is the issue.
There
right?
you go.
Yeah.
Kellen died level 4, and it was kind of only downhill from there.
Yeah. He died level 2, actually. And then level 4.
Wait, did he die level 2 already?
Yeah, First Blood.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Remember they dove?
Yeah, the dive. Yep.
Yeah.
You're right. I've already repressed that one.
Yeah. Just pick Smolder Kench, they said. We'll be safe under turret, they said.
Yeah, no, we bullied Poppy out of our jungle early. It'll be fine. It was not fine.
It was not fine, said the narrator. 23 minutes in, we do have kind of a minuscule Baron power play, but it does open up the Mountain Soul. I did mention this before. You're going to be getting free Drakes against the Smolder as well.
Not even looking at it. I don't think they really care.
They could just get it later. After they get an inhibitor, perhaps.
It's not in a rush. It's not like DK can get out of their base to take the objective in question.
Yeah. Still a decent amount of wave clear from aiming, especially. I mean, basically the only one. I guess the Karma also helps a bit. But certainly the Smolder is good at holding on to these inhibitor turrets. I'm not sure how long it's going to last, though, especially with the difference in farm as, okay, well, what if we just remove the Smolder entirely? Just knock him away from the wave. That's a good way to take down the inhibitor, too. Uh-oh, that was very close. Heal utilized here by aiming just for the movement speed to try to avoid the seismic shove.
KT really wanting to get the most out of their Baron buff before they turn their eyes towards the Dragon.
Okay, ult's going to come down. Mom also putting in a bit of damage, but that's just about it. It's just desperation. Holding on for dear life is D plus Kia. Still down about 13,000 gold.
When you invest a double ult and like you push them off, you're like, that actually was good. That felt good. We finally punched back.
We did it.
And then they TP back.
All right, 225.
Yeah.
We did it, guys. The Smolder's online. And we get a nice little graphic here as Kingen dies. A nice Gnar into 2 of them. As a bit of damage is actually going down on a perfect. Did they go too far on this one?
Valdez?
Perhaps they
Valdez?
did. Wait, no way. They went straight into the smolder. And the damage is just insane right now.
No.
Oh, and he's going to force that flash out of BDD. Guys, they were down 13,000 golds.
He has the blast cone. I think he's fine. They're
the
trying to chase Lucida's flash.
Blast cone should save them, but yeah, you mentioned the flash forward from Amy. He's just gonna assassinate them. And the burn comes in. They want to give this over to Aiming, and they will. You've got to be kidding me.
They don't get soul either. They're still up 10k gold.
11.
But Smolder got 6, well, was it 4 kills in that sequence? He was sitting at 2 before. Oh, Deft has to try and steal this. If he can. He's a hero. Okay.
He might be able to kill Lucid, to be honest. He has an insane amount of damage, but oh no, Deft, he's baited into it, and he goes down as well. Hands on his head as the objective bounty goes to
Valdez.
DK. It's only 9,000 gold now. And
okay,
the
no.
has 7 kills.
No. Don't hit me with the it's only. That's still 9,000 gold, despite everything that happened. As we memed the dragon, and the dragon roars awake.
Yeah, we're like, whoop-de-doo, okay, whatever. But the Devour, and they overextend, and King and Showmaker are doing so much extra damage that they allow Aiming to follow it up. The Devour came in, saved his life, he's full health, and everybody on the side of KT is so low.
It's the dream scenario for a Smolder where your big beefy front line is just softening everyone up, and you walk up and you press Q.
Yeah, we're going to see a bit of that here as well. Nice flash forward from Aiming in this time, in this play.
Yeah.
I think, you know, Smolder or Lucian, he is pretty good at seeing the angles on the aggressive side, as Lucid finally hit one.
And it was one that got another kill over to Aiming, who was sitting on Haunting Guys, and then bought, yeah, he finishes Haunting Guys, and he bought Rapid Fire Cannon!
Look at that. It's like, oh yeah, I just bought Leandro using Rapid Fire Cannon, no problem.
That was a 4k gold swing for Aiming.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
we were joking, but this is actually a big problem, because actually killing the base now is going to be infinitely harder.
They could have just backed away,
They could have just gotten to the objective.
gotten Mountain Soul. Maybe they'll just win, and nope. Kench.
Oh,
Bauer comes in.
Might get Nash off of that though. Lucid taken fairly low. But it feels like this game should have been done. It still should be. It's still like, what, 8k gold? I still don't think they should be allowed to get near this Baron, and they won't.
They won't. They're going to let it go. That one went down to 76 health. Huh.
That's fine.
KT, they just really want to give their fans the best show
The
possible.
key KT experience. If you go to a theme park and the roller coaster only goes up, that's no fun.
Or in a straight line.
Can't have that. No.
That's boring.
Isn't there a roller coaster that just fires you off in a straight line though? Don't those
I
exist?
think that's a slingshot.
I guess, yeah. I'm no expert on roller
You
coasters.
get a little bit of whiplash. I guess you're getting some of that here in this game too.
Well, I still...
Uh-oh. No, he's fine. I just get scared, man. That dragon is scary.
Yeah, now he really is. Aiming also opting into the arm guard right now.
The correct tech.
Definitely. He doesn't need more damage. He just needs to stay alive and Q people.
Yep.
Can they hold on to their base though? Mid lane inhibitor, obviously the easiest to defend.
Uh-oh. Well, Kingen is alive somehow.
Might be the inhib though.
Yeah, they don't have an Aatrox anymore, though. He didn't quite go into the grave, but Weaver's Wall and a push should be enough. In a 5v4 situation, Inhibitor will go down, as we're trying to do some max health burn.
Oh, 10 seconds on the mid inhib. Ideally, KT want to stick around. If they can get free inhibs, doesn't matter that Smolder's there. And I still think KT very firmly in control of this game.
Oh, the flash ult comes in, but the follow-up is just not there. Lucid, way ahead of his time, perhaps, and way ahead of his team. It was a cool angle, but it's 3 inhibitors down now, and KT Rolster looking at this one. The seismic jump comes in, and the Devour is here once again, aiming. is safe for now, as that front line, though, it is being chipped away at by KT Rolster.
Left back.
Mern is coming in, and ult onto the Tom Ken's very confusing, as that's not going to do much of anything at all. Kellen just presses Z. Nice damage being put in from Deft. He's got the target on the right target.
Another TP to come through.
All right, let's see if they can hold on to this one. Flash away from the seismic shove, flash forward. Hook is going to sail wide, and KT Rolster with the Baron buff.
Just leave. It's fine. It's fine. You can get Dragon. You have triple in it.
No.
You don't have to keep going.
You know, honestly, I think they should be able to end this one here, but let's see if they actually do as they engage onto the Aatrox, and that is another kill for the Smolder, but Showmaker is going to go down, and aiming is so low. The Sonya's timing is perfect, but I just don't think it matters as the flash comes in, and KT finally, we will be let off of their roller coaster as they take down game number 2. We have a series on our hands.
A little bit of a bait and switch there from KT, but the map control remains firmly in place. Some sullen faces on the side of DK. They were given an opportunity to do a little bit of stuff in that game off of the one play, but they were already set so infinitely far behind that it didn't end up mattering. Full credit to KT for about 95% of that game. Really clean. Great job in snowballing the map, utilizing your pressure, winning all the early skirmishes. And there's 5% of which we will not speak.
Yeah, it's just, you know, as you mentioned, if you only go up, it's boring. Just a little bit of fun gaming, happy times, not getting Mountain Soul, giving Smolder 225 stacks and losing the fight against him, plus 5 kills. But it was fine in the end. They had a 13,000 gold lead, and they went down to 9K, and then it went back up to 13K. So no harm, no foul, clean win from KT Rolster, and we will have a third game